This is proof that Bruce Lee was a superhuman. You won't believe what he was capable of doing. Bruce Lee is much more than a Hollywood actor, and the reason he is still considered a legend goes far beyond what you might imagine. When he passed away, he was at the peak of his physical condition and was already considered the greatest fighter of all time. Without a doubt, his greatest strength was his incredible skill as a martial artist, as he mastered kung fu at such a high level that he could do things that were simply impossible for ordinary people. But one of the biggest reasons people believed he was superhuman was his extraordinary strength. For example, if you've ever done a push-up, you probably know that it's quite tiring and even painful. But with Bruce Lee, it was different. He was so strong that he didn't even need both hands to do it. One time, a challenge was thrown at the fighter to see how many push-ups he could do, and using just 2 fingers, he managed to do over 200 push-ups without even breaking a sweat. And it didn't stop there. Shortly after, he did push-ups again, but this time using only his thumbs, and he did another 100. The most incredible part is that this is just a glimpse of his strength, because the truth is that during his training, he once managed to do push-ups for over 6 hours without stopping, which clearly shows that he was on a level far beyond normal people. But the only thing more surprising about Bruce than his strength is his speed, and the proof of this is the TV show The Green Hornet. This was one of Bruce's biggest successes, but what few people know is that although the scenes were really cool, they didn't even show half of Bruce's potential, like in this video where he demonstrates some of his moves in front of the camera and left everyone in shock. That's because he was so fast that the cameras of his time couldn't capture all of his movements, so when we watch it today, all we see is just a blur. And to prevent this from happening all the time, the producers had to ask him to hold back and slow down. So even if you've watched all of Bruce Lee's movies, the truth is that you've never seen half of what he was capable of doing. But if you want a glimpse, just take a look at the extremely intense training he did daily, as if it were nothing. Every day he would wake up early and spend a good part of his morning running. On a normal day, he could easily run 6.2 miles without even getting tired. In fact, as soon as he got home, he would start stretching and lifting weights. Another thing that stands out is his martial arts training. It's not uncommon for fighters to use punching bags for this, but with Bruce, it was different. Typically, fighters use bags that weigh between 66 to 132 pounds for training, but Bruce was so strong that he would end up destroying the equipment with just a few kicks. That's why he had a special punching bag made, one that was much more reinforced and weighed 330 pounds. But this wasn't the only unusual training method of the fighter, because to train his reflexes, he had an even more surprising tactic: grains of rice. You heard that right. Every day he trained by throwing grains of rice in the air and trying to catch them using only chopsticks. And as you can imagine, this is not easy at all. Still, it's said that he managed to catch the rice every single time, as if it were magic.